Hmm. Yeah, they control society that way, and I don't know what the end game is going to be. I mean, I mean, I think that depopulation is an issue for them. I mean, or population is an issue for them, and then yeah, they want to depopulate the planet, by causing a pandemic that you know affects the human race globally. You know, and yep. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast. Me and my brother, we're having conversations about economics and global issues, aliens, and UFOs, also known nowadays as UAP, uh, cover ups, you know, all the things, that I think we all think about, but we don't talk about it, but we need to. And I think nowadays it's becoming easier to acknowledge these things and talk about them. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, you're back. Huh. Oh, our audience. Are you aware of that? It's a, I guess you could call it a monolith. It's basically a monolith. I believe it's in. Can't remember what state. Let me look it up real quick, actually, so I'm not wrong for our viewers. Yeah, it's the stone that. Yeah, it's Georgia. It's the Georgia stones. Yeah, I knew it was south. Yeah, and it's a very odd structure. Nobody knows who paid for it to have built. They know who built it, the contractors, but because this wouldn't be a cheap thing, this would cost a lot of money to be built. Yeah, yeah, but it's um, very strange what it says on there, about what the population should be. Um, this it's got I can't remember how many different languages it's written in, but it's a lot. Oh no, it's fine. You're making perfect sense there. So I'm gonna move on to I mean same topic, but um, as I was talking about before with the aliens, because JFK knew about the aliens and his brother did, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about Marilyn Monroe because she did not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Marilyn Monroe, she, had the pillow talk with the brothers and all that because she, allegedly was sleeping with them. I think that she was, and yeah, Kennedy, had her killed because I mean, apparently, JFK, he was a loudmouth, from from what history tells us about him. He talked about a lot of things that he shouldn't have been talking about to a lot of different people, and even before he was president, he would say things. Yeah, he would say a lot of things to people that he wasn't supposed to, and he had a rich, daddy to help, pull him out of um, the things that he got involved in, and but he, but yeah, he told Marilyn Monroe about the aliens, and she was gonna go and talk, and he had her killed. So you know, the industrial military complex. Let me let, yes. Well, I was just gonna say about Eisenhower real quick. He was the last president to know, to have what's called the need to know about aliens, because all the presidents after him, and especially within the last 10, 15 years, they're just they're temporary employees. I know they always have been, but Eisenhower was the because before Eisenhower there was presidents that did have access to the knowledge about crash and retrieval projects, involving um, out of world vehicles, that were crashed and retrieved, and then yeah, yes, but yeah, I mean, no, they don't have access to it because they're just temporary employees. But Eisenhower was read in on all this stuff. He knew all about it, and I mean, he even yeah, yeah, he was a very strong man. He had a lot of connections, and he wasn't an idiot. He wasn't a yeah, he wasn't a black, like, he was very professional and very serious, and he knew about compartmentalization, and how how things were supposed to be, and so, but when the Roswell crash happened, and he 1947. So once he found out about it, that they were hiring out these local contractors to um, hire people to come in and try to reverse engineer this crashed vehicle. They basically said no, we're not telling you anything about it. So and this is, you could look this up. He threatened Area 51. He said he was gonna gather the Nevada National Guard, and they were gonna force their way into the air base if yeah, yeah, this really happened. And so after that, it's a dead trail. There's nothing else because obviously they let him in on what was going on there, because he was loud about it, like, on purpose. You know what I mean? He was gonna let everybody know, hey, these motherfuckers are hiding some shit over there. That's yeah, yeah. He was let in on it, of course. He so and he And he yeah, and so he yeah, like you said about that speech, that was I think was, for JF it was for JFK, but the way that he was, and he understood the that Germany had access to their version of a Roswell, which I think that was a thing too. I think that have you ever heard about that? The German I mean, y yeah, I mean, yeah, loosely connected, yeah, I mean, because I don't I don't personally believe that they went to Antarctica and because of Admiral Byrd because of Admiral Byrd and Operation, High Jump. Well, let me tell you what I know. So, Operation High Jump was after World War II. They sent a fleet to Antarctica. This was a real operation, Operation High Jump. It was led by a man named Admiral Byrd, a very famous explorer. He was the first man to traverse the North Pole. He was a very, very highly respected uh, military officer, and so he was the admiral of the fleet, and he they the so what the public was knew about this is their mission was to go and train in Antarctica in order to get prepared for a war with Russia. All right, that was what we were told. But allegedly, what happened? They got there and they were encountered by these vehicles that were highly superior to them technological wise, and they had swastikas on them, and they were attacked by them, and they couldn't do anything, and so they had to relocate and leave the area. And but they stayed there. They still stayed there. So once they got set in a certain area in Antarctica. Um, Admiral Byrd went in a plane and he flew over Antarctica and he encountered a massive hole basically in the middle of Antarctica, a massive hole. And so he went inside the hole and I'll tell you something about this too, what I'm about to say, another thing. Um, I digress though. So he went once he got inside the hole, he noticed that there was green vibrant vegetation. There was woolly mammoths down there. There was animals down there that are extinct, and this was all in his journal. He had a personal journal that he wrote everything, just like most explorers do. And so he, in this next part, I don't really believe in, but was apparently he lost control of the vehicle, and there was something that a force that like pulled him and basically drove the vehicle, his plane, and then it pulled him in, and he saw this underground city up ahead of him, and they landed the plane for him, and it was these tall white beings with blonde hair, and they were this Aryan fucking race of alien or advanced humans or some shit, and they talked to him about the troubles that they had with us up there on the top surface, and how we were killing each other, poverty, blah blah, blah, all that shit, right? And so he long story short, he fucking leaves and he comes back and they leave Antarctica eventually, whenever it was. But he comes back and he was interviewed on TV and everything, and he talked about this stuff. And then again, hushed up. Nothing else come out of it. I mean, nobody. So somebody obviously talked to him about it. And so what I was going to say about that vegetation stuff, there was a place, a giant hole recently discovered somewhere in the Asia, a huge hole. But inside this hole, there was plants and I can't remember if there was animals, but definitely like plants and I think insects too, that were thought to be extinct. but they were down there surviving in this hole for, millions of years. You haven't read about that? It's dude, it's crazy. So yeah, yeah, and yeah, Journey to the Center of the Earth, fucking well, yeah, and even Godzilla is, or um, but so what I'm getting at after, especially after that discovery, that opened my eye because I think about that because you're right, it would make an amazing movie, and it's a great like journey to think about. Like, wow, like seeing William Mammoth deep in this hole where there's been a forgotten, basically world, that with all this stuff that we thought was extinct and it's not. But yeah, when I read about this recently, and there's all this shit down there that they thought was extinct, and like so that kind of opened my eyes again to believing, that his story might have been true, that there was, this whole other world down there, you know. So, well, what's really weird is there's a no fly zone. Yeah. Yeah. In this in this certain part where the supposed giant hole is, like that's a no fly zone area. You can't go anywhere near it. And there's people that there was a pilot that accidentally like flew over it. Yeah, I'm sure. But But there's been people what I'm getting at, there's been people that have said that they've seen a giant hole in Antarctica, so that's what I was gonna say, yeah. On Google Earth a few years back, there was a supposed, like, picture of it, and I did look at it, and it's not there anymore, but I don't even know if you wanna call it like a I mean, it was something. It was it was round and dark, and basically right in smack in the middle, but yeah, so yeah, that's what I know about the whole Nazi thing. Whether or not they encountered Nazis there, I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, it's no, but for sure Hitler had his eyes on Antarctica. Like that was no lie. Like I mean, had plans on building a base there. You know, so maybe they did. It's one of the most secluded places on the planet. Why not? Hmm. Okay. So you're saying you think that these beings? Mm-mm. Mhm. Interesting. Yeah, I think that I mean, because he was huge into like supernatural, right? Like he was sending missions. Yeah, he was sent missions out to find the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, um, and so like once this I can't remember the name of the area where the supposed alien crash happened, but uh, let's just be hypothetical and say like maybe that sparked his interest in aliens, you know, and he decided to work on reverse engineering these vehicles that would be superior to every other country. And but it's because I mean he was they were pulling in all they were taking all the scientists and physicists that they could, and they had like probably the smartest ones in the world at the time working for them. And um s- they were exactly, yeah, operation um I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, there was, but yeah, well, yeah, the Blue Book was different. This was our mission to basically gather all the scientists that we could from the Germans and have them, work for us. Like Werner von Braun, obviously was exactly. I wonder if some of them did say no. I don't want to work for you. Just kill me. And then then we are like, okay, well, we're gonna kill your whole family too. So if you don't work for us, it's gonna be your family. Yep. Yep. I don't mean to interrupt, but it was Operation Paperclip. I was trying to remember. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, these beings. I mean, and over High Jump, Operation High Jump was that operation where uh, Admiral Byrd rather went to Antarctica with his fleet. And Paperclip with us hiring that scientist. High Jump, High Jump was the one with Admiral Byrd. Correct. Yep. Yes, and so yeah, so over history, like people have said it to witness these beings coming out of these exotic vehicles that can fly and all that, and they're described as tall, white, blonde hair, blue eyes, and there's different names for them, like the tall whites is one of them, or the Nordics is another one. And me personally, I think that these beings are mistaken as angels back in the day. I think that like you know people when they saw you know angels, they were actually seeing these things, because I mean if you see a lot of the description of angels, like it could be these things, like you know exactly, to primitive people. Yep. Yep. So I don't know, I'm just being no, it doesn't. But and I exactly. Or that tribe that, well, the pyramids, I definitely am convinced that they were built by man and aliens had nothing to do with them, but that's a different subject. Okay, I'll just tell you what I think real quick, because I do want to go back and talk about what we were talking about. So this is my thing with the pyramids. All right, they they had all these workers, thousands of workers. You know, built, they had to they had hired to build these pyramids, and a lot of people they what they bring up is, oh, the quarry, the rock quarry where they got the fucking sandstone and the the limestone from. It was miles away. It was miles away, but they're thinking on like on the terrain of today. The terrain back then was completely different, and this has been proven. It was the Sahara Desert wasn't a desert. It was full of green, like life everywhere. It was full of it, and the Nile River also wasn't how it is today. It split partially split, and it went right next to the Giza complex. So they weren't using like elephants and horses to bring. No, they were using boats. They used boats to build. They would quarry the rock, from the rock quarry, and then they would bring it on boats, and the boats would just go right into the Giza complex, and they just load it off. That's just my theory on it and what I've been convinced of at this point. But yeah, I mean, how could he know everything? How could he know everything? I mean, here's what else. Okay, he's a numbers guy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he might have been drunk, or maybe he just. I don't know. I don't know. He's a very normal guy. You know what I mean? Like he fucking that's one of the things I really like about him. But I don't know. I don't know if he knows about the the Sahara, how it was back in the day, and how it's different now, and how the Nile is split. Before, because there's water. There's literally a dry riverbed right that goes right next to the Giza complex, dude. Like it's so. Anyway, that's what I'm convinced of. One thing I will say that's really strange to me about the Giza pyramids is that they're lined up exactly with the Orion belt. Like, you know how fucking crazy that is? They knew a lot. They knew more about it than probably we do still today. I mean, you're right, and they could. But I'm just saying, like, mathological what. Yeah, Stonehenge, or but mathematics for sure. Yeah, yeah, mathematics, astronomy, and all that. Yeah, for sure. But it's just weird because, like, to be able to align it perfectly the way that they have, like, I mean, they did, like, that's really. And there's a door, right? There's a door in the Great Pyramid, in the front, right? Go ahead. Go, no, no, go ahead. Go ahead. The door, real quick. Okay, it's a massive door. It's thousands of pounds. I can't remember, but it's a huge door. It's one stone block, and you could literally walk up to it and push it with one hand, and it spins, and you can go in. That's fucking crazy. But that's not aliens. They were extreme. There was geniuses back then, just like there are today. You know what I mean? They just. So anyway, the parent. Yeah, the engineering. They're in. I mean, there's no. I mean, the engineering quality back then for especially the Egyptians was, I mean, immense. I mean, they were. And the Mayans, yeah, the Mayans, the Romans. I mean, but exceptional, man. Like, I mean, s- they weren't superior. The Egyptians were probably some of the best, and the ancient Indians too, dude. Have you seen some of the fucking shit that I mean, insane, insane. No, 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 not no Indians, not Native American. Like that yeah, yeah, the ancient India, uh, the Mongols and yeah. But yeah, the so that's yes. Yeah, but that's my thoughts on the pyramids. I'm not saying that I'm right. I just am saying I've been a big fan. I just know I've been a big fan of them for years, and currently, this is what I am convinced that that's the best explanation of the pyramids. But the only thing that's real fast. The only thing is the only thing that's so fucking weird though about pyramids is that yes. The only thing that's really okay. The only thing that's really weird though about pyramids is they're not just in Egypt. That's the thing that's really weird. That there could be an alien connection with them. Is that there's pyramid Mayans, there's Aztecs, the fucking China, India. They're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. Yeah. So and we know that they didn't communicate. There wasn't there a Chinaman never made it to talk to the Mayans. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that like none of the Aztecs fucking were, crossing the ocean or the Mayans to go talk to Egypt. I don't think that the aliens did have a hand in it though. Re- oh well, they do. There's a lot of sightings in around nuclear reactors, nuclear arsenal. A lot of people have seen these vehicles there. Like I'm talking about military personnel. Mm, yes, there's definitely a God, dude. In my opinion, there's definitely a God. I think well, it doesn't specifically say that, of course. So my thing is, so okay, it doesn't specifically say in the Bible that he didn't create other beings, right? He just says that he created us in his own image. So, I mean, but here's what and this is just my thing with the Bible, Nick. And I think, and I know that I've talked to you about this before, but it's been a while. But I believe in the foundation of the Bible, like the true meaning, but dude, it's been changed to fit like other especially the Catholic Church. Oh my god. It to fit their agenda so that they can control their community. That's that's 100%, dude. Like all these I mean the Catholic Church is the big one with that. They definitely change things in the to in order to better control their community, their country or whatever. So and then all these other denominations fucking split off. Okay, I don't agree with where the Catholic Church is going with this, so I'm going to go and you know say that there's no dan I'm going to make my own, and and there's going to be no dancing, but I'm still going to fit with the foundation of the Bible, but I'm going to change this. That you know what I'm saying? Like it's happened numerous times over the centuries. So maybe I don't know what you know. I like I originally said, like the true meaning of the Bible is still there with me, and that's what I try to you know believe in and focus on, and it's hard to separate some of the BS in there in the Bible. It's extremely hard, but for me anyway. But yeah, go ahead. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. 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 No, there's definitely a God. I have no doubt about that. I mean, there's no way that we're just some byproduct of biological circumstance, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that could be. um so what I was going to mention earlier cuz you had said about you brought up about the pyramids and like in ancient cultures and aliens, right? One thing that's really, really, really strange, might be the strangest one for me personally, is the Dogon tribe in Africa. They're an ancient tribe, and in their culture, their belief system, they came to Earth from the stars. They came from a distant planetary system. You've probably heard of it. It's the Sirius planet system. It's okay, but let me finish because this is what they're known for. So first off, you can't see the Sirius star system from with the naked eye. You absolutely have to have a telescope, all right, to see the system. It's a binary star system. It's got two neutron stars. So they apparently came from that star system, all right, and they have a map. It's an ancient map. They've had it, and they've made dozens of the same map, but what I'm saying is they weren't made yesterday. They were made a long time ago, and it's a um detailed map of the Sirius star system. All right, and this once historians found out about it, they went and they visited this tribe, and yeah, they were right. Like they they had they had the Sirius star system completely mapped out. And so thing is, like, how would they know about that? They wouldn't have known about that 100 years ago, or 200 or 500. But I mean, like, I'm not just talking about it, an a 4 6 inch diameter fucking telescope. Like, you need a big ass telescope to be because it's. I mean, maybe because but that would have taken millions of years though, right? That would have taken a long time though, I think. But I'm not. No, what? No, it's no. Okay, so let's say okay, so just past in the past, I think it's the I can't remember right now, but I think it's within the last like 1,000 years. Okay, Polaris wasn't our North Star, right? It was a different star that was called Draco, and that was the star that sailors would use to guide themselves through the ocean. And but we're not in that constellation anymore. We're not in that area of space anymore. So now we have a new North Star because we're in a different area of space. It's Polaris now. So I mean, you might be right. Like Yeah, how could we know? I mean, yeah, yeah. And they were like, "Oh, we're from there. That was cool." Yeah. All right. I'll be right back. And we're back. At least I am. My brother is taking a break as well. This is the Just Some Ordinary Guys podcast. I thank you for joining us. This is a free discussion, no bias. We will talk about anything and everything, as long as it's not some dark, sleazy stuff. But we are open minded fellows, and we like to go deep on discussion. So, if there's any questions at this time, please ask, and we will do our best to dive in and go deep. Try to find the answers to life's most complicated questions. And we're back. And we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to Just Some Ordinary Guys podcast. Got me, my brother here. It's our podcast, and we're some open-minded fellows. So please, it's a free discussion. Ask any questions, and we'll do our best to dive deep and find out the true, complicated answers to these truly complicated questions in humanity. So, yes, indeed, we're everywhere. Just some ordinary guys. All right, ubiquitous indeed. Well, at this point, I think it's I don't want to say inevitable, but I think it's very likely that something is around the corner. There's this too many things going on. There's a lot of you know a lot of things that we don't agree with that other countries are doing and have been doing. China, Russia, North Korea. Um, and I think that this push from Putin to invade Ukraine, this might be you know the trajectory to another world war. But then again, maybe not. Because wars aren't fought like they were years ago during those world wars. So it's hard to say. I don't know. I don't know if it definitely won't be the same war that was fought before. It'll be differently. And one could even say that we've been at war, you know, already, on a I mean, if you look at all the things exactly. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. But what do you think? Our backing? Well, I haven't been paying attention much to the other countries, like Saudi Arabia and Iran, and but I mean, we have our allies, and but I don't know who we'd be able to sway to, jump in our favor. I mean, maybe North Korea. Maybe if we gave them another, maybe we give them a better deal, than China and Russia. Do we really want them? No, but I'm just saying, like, I am. You don't think so? I don't know. I mean, by land, yeah, yeah, but what if there was a yeah, but what if we I don't know, what if something like what if we did take down that regime, you know, and then whoever takes over North Korea as the supreme leader, you know, maybe that'd be the way. We're gonna take out that regime, and when we do, we can't do that. Yeah, yeah, yes. Mhm. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Right. Right. There are allies already. I didn't know that. Are you sure about that? Really? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't realize that they had stuff with Russia, so but I don't pay attention to it. Um, yeah, they are. They're so okay. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Yeah, they could indeed. Well, and we know that, and so that's why and so does China. Russia knows that too, but Putin he doesn't give a fuck right now. So he's not thinking straight. I mean, he wants to do something before he dies. It's so extremely dramatic, like he's been doing. I mean, even his own generals and people and service members disagree with what he's doing. A lot of them. So his downfall is coming, and then but yeah, there's a reason why we haven't already had a World War III because it could have happened already many times over. But China, we understand the need, not to, and I think that probably will keep us from, because how it affects everybody globally, it'll be way more different, way more impactful than it was back then. I mean, you couldn't get on fucking on a video game of all things and talk to a fucking person in Russia right now and be like, "Hey, how's it going, dude? Oh, fuck, sorry, we're at war with you guys right now." You know, like so having that relationship with people that are there and we're at war with them, and like just think of that, like you know, I mean, it would just think of how many people would be upset about it. Like, they'd be talking to the, "Oh, fuck, you guys bombed, Americans bombed my city today. My mom died, but yeah, yeah. Well, there's always going to be casualties in war, civilian casualties in war. I mean, but like if it whenever there's like targeted, civilians, like that's where it's really, you know, inhumane. And I know it. Yeah, yeah, and so did fucking what president was it? What was it? Operation it was the one whenever it was approved by Congress and all that, and it was during the Cuban Missile Crisis. They were gonna. Well, I don't know. I've never heard that reference, but no, it's Operation. Anyway, they were gonna bomb American civilians and make it look like it was Cubans. We were No, no, the Cubans. It was during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Yeah, but remember when Cuba was threatening us and all that? But I understand that, but attacking American people and making it look like it was Cubans. That's what I'm saying. So that we could take out Cuba. That was the push. They wanted to have a uh, it never Bay of Pigs is no, definitely not. No, this was called. I'll just look it up. It's like yeah, Northwoods. Yeah, Operation Northwoods. Yeah, it was never it was authorized by Joint Chiefs of Staff, but it was rejected by President Kennedy. S Operation Northwoods is what it was called, though. Yeah, so they wanted to, again, allowing communists into the cover national union as well. Operation so to this end, Operation Northwoods proposals recommended hijackings and bombings, followed by the introduction of phony evidence that would implicate the Cuban government. Yeah, see what I mean? That's what I was talking about. So yeah, Russia was obviously doing their thing, but this was directly targeting Cuba. Well, of course, no, or China. Of course, I mean, well, China recently did. Whenever they remember that thing. Remember that thing whenever we got hella close to their I can't remember what sea it was. This is like a few years ago. Remember that shit? Yeah, some sea over there by China, America, and then they would because there was something going on with. No, I said the last couple years. Like this was recent, and they were threatening, I guess, to bomb to take out our ships if we got any closer or some shit. Yeah, it probably was. I think this was during Trump. Was it the last couple of? Okay. Mhm. I was just saying, like, because I was saying, like, I think that's the only time. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah. Mhm. Right, 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 right. I mean, I was just finishing on my point that, well, it wasn't really a point, but that, because we haven't targeted Russia with it, and then I said, yeah, and we haven't targeted China either, but then I was thinking about that little mess that you just, so I mean, kind of, I guess, targeted them or threatened them, but not Russia. Have always feared a war with Russia. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, so yeah, they. It would just be Australia because Japan doesn't even officially have a military force anymore. Yeah, after World War II, they did that whole thing where they, I mean, so what but it's basically, I can't. It's been a while since I read about it, but it's basically they don't have, like, they don't. It's just a call. It's just the self defense force is what it's called. But it's still a military force. I mean, it was founded in 1954, but it's not like they don't like. Well, let me see. Like, See what I mean? Article 9 of the Japanese Constitution prohibits Japan from establishing a military or solving international conflicts through violence. That's what I was getting at. Like, they just basically have a force to protect their country in case of, but they don't have like a like an it's not like an actual military. You know what I mean? Like, mhm. North Korea. Hmm. Yeah. No, I didn't. No, I didn't look up that part. But no, they have. I mean, they have a lot of people, but they can't like send them off of the island, if that makes sense, to go and fight other people's wars. Well, not other people's war, because the way that you say you're like, you're like, like this. I don't know your little thing that you went from. It was very podcasty. Oh shit! I'm sure, and I have actually too. Now that well, the whole entire world knows when Christopher Riddle doesn't work, his fucking mind goes crazy and he goes into this mode. So maybe I'll start one, and it'll be called just some ordinary guys. I'm not kidding. Just some ordinary guys. Yes, it's been an hour and 13 minutes. I'm 100%. I'm streaming it on. You know what? They this whole time they may not even be able to fucking hear us because you're right. I'm on Discord. I'm streaming it on YouTube. I'm an it. I'm an idiot. Yeah. So you probably. But I am using. But on here though, I am using my mic. No, there was one person that popped in a little bit ago, but um, just some ordinary guys podcast. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I ain't bullshitting. I'm gonna look it up right now. Just some guys podcast. See what it comes up. Oh yeah, there it is. No, I'm not kidding. It's fucking. It's right now. I put the topic: aliens, UFOs, history, global economics. Yes, look it up. Just some ordinary guy. Wait, say something right now. S- Fuck, they can only hear me. See, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's my YouTube. Damn it. So yeah, it's not. God. Well, I need to figure out how to, because I mean, I just did this off a whim. So how would I get you on here to be a? Hold on. Audience. Let's see. Recording. Mm, Customize. I wasn't bullshitting. You kept asking, and I told you, I told you, like, um, I'm gonna end the stream, and then let me see.